How are you? Good, how are you?
Surprise.
Oh, really? Wow. Oh, really? Wow. Oh,
We'll see.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, too big.
government. We only submit to God. Whoa. 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 No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You playing God on, boy, don't do that. Whoa. 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 No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You playing God on, boy, don't do that. Said, once you got something to say, I hope this mic is on. Cause nowadays they're like we living in the twilight zone. No facts don't matter, what's wrong is right and what's right is wrong. Right is hot and you coward, I want you supposed to fly back lonely. Get back it like you got on time and you about to meet them. Lay one finger on my family and I set up the meeting. Suppressing you lies, all they speaking sounding like some government out here playing God, trying to put that poison in our all. And send some voices who don't play along. Don't touch my family, don't touch my family. So what we gotta see a man that they don't want. No. My Bible warned me about the days we're living in. Politicians are playing God, this government ordained discipline. Don't touch my family, don't touch my family. So what we gotta see a man that they don't want. No. Trying to put that poison in our arm and send some voices who don't play along. Don't touch my family, don't touch my family. So what we gotta see a man that they don't want. No. My Bible warned me about the days we're living in. Politicians are playing God, this government ordained discipline. Don't touch my family, don't touch my family. So what we gotta see a man that they don't want. No. My Bible warned me about the days we're living in. Politicians are playing God, this government ordained discipline. We know Ashley Babbitt was a victim. I'm screaming USA, free the real Jan Sixers. She's a patriot who was let down by the system. I'm screaming for the fallen so nobody will forget.
I don't need rain, Lord, the sun sure sneak. Somebody's dream, a rattlesnake. Good Lord, my whole world ran dry. They that wicked old witch said that she put a curse on me. On the river, now my crops won't grow no more.
I'm not gonna fly like you, right? Hello, Mr. John the Black.
All right, it's windy. It is so windy. All right. We are. Okay, Dwight's going to lead us in prayer. Does someone have rope? We got to tie Dwight off.
You hold us steadfast through any storms. And as we go through this period, that you would let us experience, let us just live through the storm, weather the storm, and come out even stronger, even more steadfast in our faith that you are kind, that the fate of the patriots are in your hands. And we pray that this country will weather the storms and come out better and stronger and even brighter shining light for freedom, for justice, for righteousness, because we have seen the bottom. Now we will see. Lift up all the patriots in your hand. Pray that you will be with them each day. We pray for each one here. We give thanks for your presence with us. Thank you. Pray and ask in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
I'm gonna put it back down over here. Oh, okay.
Wi-Fi is unpredictable, folks. So if it goes out, please don't leave. I'll put it back up as soon as possible.
You know, this world is full of just a few. Turn your heart and they say, imagine finding out all you need. Like the outlaw that walks through Jesse's dream. No, there'll never be another red-headed stranger, a man in black and falls in prison blues. They'll keep from the score or Halliburton. Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. Who's gonna fill their shoes? Who's gonna stand that tall? Who's gonna play the opera and the Wabash Cannonball? Who's gonna give their heart and soul to get to me. Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. God bless the boys, blue suede shoes and Elvis. Much too soon he left this world. They tore old Jerry and Charlie, and Go still echoes through the years. You know the heart of country music still beats. You can tell it when they sing our song alive. Oh, Marty Hankin, why I can feel him right here with me on this silver eagle rolling through the night. Fill their shoes. Who's gonna stand that tall? Who's gonna play the opera and the Wabash Cannonball? Who's gonna give their heart and soul to get to me and you? Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. Yes, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. Never get lonely. I got these girls to keep me company. I took the rear view off, but it's so forward, so I only see in front of me. Now the past is out of sight and out of mind. Swore I'd change, now I'm back chasing these white lines. I'm just a long-haired son of a sinner, searching for new. I'm a pedal to the highway. If you ever wonder why we write these songs, 'cause I'm only one drink away from the devil. I'm only one call away from home. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle. I guess I'm just a little right and wrong. These back roads got me. These pills pretend to be my friend. I'm done for the last time. I'm lying to myself again. I always say that. Now I'm on my way back here somehow.
Hello, how's it going again tonight?
It's good again tonight. It's pretty windy though.
Is it? Oh, I can hear it just a little bit. Oh, feel the wind again. I wonder what that feels like. You know, being in jail is just such an interesting experience to rarely ever go out. We have been outside twice. That is a good thing, but to not feel the sunshine, the wind against your skin, you know, there's just all those little things that you just kind of take for granted every day. I used to work outside all the time, you know, fresh air, views, feeling the weather, cold, hot. You know, it's just, you just kind of miss all that. Here it's just always a slightly balmy. This is what it is here all the time. Except for when it was really cold. That was actually pretty nuts. But, yeah. Well, good. You guys have a little group out there tonight?
We do. We have some of our friends from New York are out here and our regulars, and we're doing pretty good.
Awesome. That's really wonderful. Well, today, every day I get to talk to some of your inmates. it's not uncommon that we talk about just our experience in the courtroom and things like that. There's a passage in the book Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. I've mentioned this book multiple times before, but in talking to a few of the inmates, there's just so many things that are consistent in our experience, right? Some of the feelings that we have. And one of the things that I've mentioned to the guys in here, and I said, I don't really believe in whataboutism. It's just not my thing. I think it's disingenuous generally. But there is an interesting contrast between Antifa and BLM in the summer of 2020 and the January 6th defendants. And Chicago University did an interesting study on January 6th defendants. And I can't remember exactly how many defendants were arrested at that point. It was 500, 600, 700, 800, something like that. They were about halfway through the current number that they have now. And Chicago University at that time said that the average January 6th defendant was arrested when they were 38 years old. And then it said over 50%, there's like 90% of them were employed full-time, right? But over 50% of them were small business owners. And then it was about 50% of them were from Democratic states where they felt disenfranchised by their state, as in their local politics, they couldn't get remedy, they couldn't get results. And I bet I checked every one of those boxes. 38 years old when I was arrested, small business owner. I lived in a blue state. I was on a red island. They called it being on a red island. And when you look at what Chicago University did as a snapshot of January 6th defendants, I remember thinking, holy cow, this is like the backbone of America, right? Like the Antifa BLM rioters, there was about 400 or so that had been arrested over the entire country in 2020, right? I mean, there was a pretty broad swath of area that they were having protests and riots. But the average age was like 21 or 22. It was like 80% of them were unemployed. I mean, it was just a very different category of people, right? And I've always thought that when you look at the January 6th defendants, when myself, self-employed, self-sufficient, not on welfare, never really taken any benefit from the state per se, I've always contributed more than I take. When I am concerned about politics, when I am concerned about the state of basic civil liberties, et cetera, that's cause for concern, right? And when you have half of the people that show up at the protest are in that category of middle-aged business owners. Oh, another thing was like 60-70% of them were married with kids, right? We are, the January 6th defendants generally are very invested in the future of society. And so it's just one of those things. It's not like you just have a bunch of extremists out here, guys that have nothing better to do. In many cases, we have a lot of better things to do than deal with this, right? But, so anyways, in talking about all this, and one of the things that's also a common thing amongst these men is we want to hold the government to a very high standard. We believe the truth is important. We believe that, you do your day in court and that the truth will come out, and, that's the impetus to want to go to trial or to want to negotiate a reasonable plea deal, be honest with the FBI when you get interviewed, all these different things that you're trying to do. And I read this passage to one of the guys today. This comes out of the book Atlas Shrugged, like I said, Ayn Rand. And one of the main characters, Hank Rearden, he's, a major industrialist. Through a series of events in the book, he needs to get a divorce. And at the time that this book was written in the 1950s, there was no no-fault divorce. Divorce was very difficult to get, right, in the 1950s. And so in his particular case, he ended up having to bribe his way to a divorce. This is what he says about his observation of the courtroom. And you can tell me when I'm done with this if some of this rings true. The same sense of detached unconcern remained with him while he sat in a Philadelphia courtroom and watched men perform the motions that were to grant him his divorce. He watched them utter mechanical generalities, recite vague phrases of fraudulent evidence, play an intricate game of stretching words to convey no facts and no meaning. He had paid them to do it. He whom the law permitted no other way to gain his freedom, no right to state the facts and to plead the truth. The law which delivered his fate, not to objective rules objectively defined, but to the arbitrary mercy of a judge, and a wizened face, with a wizened face and a look of empty cunning. Lillian was not present in the courtroom. Her attorney made gestures once in a while, with the energy of letting water run through his fingers. They all knew the verdict in advance. They knew his reason. They knew its reason. No other reason had existed for years, where no standard save whim had existed. They seemed to regard it as their rightful prerogative. They acted as if the purpose of the procedure were not to try a case, but to give them jobs. As if their jobs were to recite the appropriate formulas with no responsibility to know what the formulas accomplished. As if a courtroom were the one place where question of right and wrong were irrelevant. They, the men in charge of dispensing justice, were safely wise enough to know that no justice existed. They acted like savages performing a ritual devised to set them free of objective reality. But the 10 years of this marriage had been great. These were the men who assumed the power to dispose of it, to decide whether he would have a chance of contentment on earth or to be condemned to torture for the rest of his lifetime. He remembered the austerity, pitiless respect he had felt for the contract of his marriage, for all of his contracts and all of his legal obligations. He saw what sort of legality his scrupulous observance was expected to serve. He noticed that the puppets of the courtroom had started by glancing at him in a sly, wise manner of fellow conspirators sharing a common guilt, mutually safe from moral condemnation. And when they observed that he was the only man in the room who looked steadily straight at anyone's face, he saw resentment growing in their eyes. Incredulously, he realized that it was what it was that had been expected of him. He, the victim, chained, bound, gagged, and left with no recourse save to bribery, had been expected to believe that the farce he had purchased was a process of law, that the edicts enslaving him had moral validity, that he was guilty of corrupting the integrity of the guardians of justice, and that the blame was his, not theirs. It was like blaming the victim of a holdup for corrupting their integrity, the integrity of the thug. And yet, he thought, through all the generations of political extortion, it was not the looting bureaucrats who had taken the blame, but the chained industrialists, not the men who peddled legal favors, but the men who were forced to buy them. And through all generations of crusades against corruption, the remedy had always been not the liberating of the victims, but the granting of wider powers for extortion to the extortionists. The only guilt of the victims, he thought, had been that they had accepted it as guilt.
Yeah, definitely a very mechanical. You pay them to go in there and say the very same things they said the last time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No vested interest.
And truth. It's like a jobs program. Hey, we got our jobs. We got our conviction rate. I had a really interesting perspective in my trial, and because I didn't make any statements of fact. If I did, they were mistakes. I didn't argue any facts, no matter what was presented. I didn't argue about it. I accepted it as is, and I asked a lot of questions. You know, inquiry is the way that we get to the truth of all things. So I did definitely ask a lot of questions, but you can't hold that against a man for just inquiring, right? And it was interesting to sit back and watch them kind of go through the motions of this trial. Like, hey, we've got to check this box, check this box. There wasn't really, again, I didn't engage in that adversarial system where you try to have the truth as a byproduct by exposing, you know, both sides. Because, and I think this is one of the problems that Americans don't really realize is the judge understands that ideally both the defense and the prosecution are going to lie on their behalf, right? They're going to lie on behalf of the government to get the conviction, or to, you know, assuming there was a criminal, you know, or a victim that needed justice or whatever, you're going to say everything that shows that such and such person did X, Y, Z. And then the defendant, their defense attorney is going to do everything they can to show that such and such person did not do X, Y, Z. And they're going to both exclude inculpatory or exculpatory information depending on which side they're arguing. And then it's up to the judge or the jury to try to reason the truth out, right, as a byproduct. But unfortunately, it's all kind of built on lies, right? Both the defense attorney is lying and the prosecution is lying, and that's expected. And we as Americans who try to deal in a world of absolute truth, that 1 + 1 = 2, A is A, right? That if you take the father out of the home, you're going to have a larger criminal population. I mean, these are just obvious objective truths. Does that make sense? That we deal in this world where all of a sudden we walk into a courtroom and you're just going, your head is spinning, going, well, hold on a second. Nobody has a North Star in here? nobody's willing to, just be truthful. Does that make sense? It's just really unexpected for, I think, the average American to walk into that world. And that's what the January 6th defendants on large, most of the ones that I encounter, we try, I say we, but generally tried to tell the truth. And at the end of the day, the truth just doesn't matter, because as far as the judge and juries are concerned, is you're not telling the truth as a matter of default. And that's really difficult. It's really, really difficult in our system. Just like it says in here, it just becomes like this rote thing. They just kind of go through the motions of doing it to get it done, and justice be damned. I read a really interesting statistic on the news today. This number absolutely blew my mind. 1 in 31 adults in the United States are incarcerated. 1 out of every 31 adults are incarcerated in the United States. 1 out of every 28 children has an incarcerated parent. Is that not a stunning number?
Yes, it's absolutely stunning. That's a lot of 1 in every 31 adults. That's a lot of incarcerated people.
1 out of every 31 adults are incarcerated. That is stunning.
What we have learned through this process is that, prison is a pretty lucrative business. People are making money.
It does. One of the things that this book Atlas Shrugged brings out, there's a line in here somewhere where they talk about, this is in the book The Fountainhead. There's a line in there where they talk about, we make the laws with the intention that they'll get broken, right? Like, we don't make the laws for you to follow them, we make the laws so you'll break them, right? Because of just what you said, because there's an incredible amount of money in the prison system. And when you've got 1 out of every 31, if there's 1 out of every 31 Americans that are a quote-unquote criminal, don't you think society should take a step back and maybe we should redefine what a criminal is? Right? Like, holy cow, 1 out of 31? You only don't have angst with the criminal justice system if you haven't been touched by it.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And
Like
what
so
is the
many
number
other
one
things.
complaint people have? We want more law and order. Why? Because the real criminals get away. But if you've got 1 out of every 31 adults incarcerated, don't try to tell me 1 out of every 31 adults has committed a violent crime, a sexual assault, a home invasion robbery. Don't tell me that. That I do not believe. Right?
You have 1 minute remaining.
So that is another thing to kind of bring out to the forefront. 1 out of every 31. I believe it was on Fox News today.
That's a lot of people.
What an incredible number, right? Again, the solution is the legislature. It is the legislature who writes the rules, the laws that are being prosecuted and charged. They're the ones who create the bills, the charges. So again, always back to the legislature. We, the people, are the solution, and our remedy is in the legislature to fix these problems, big time. So keep that in mind. 1 in 31, that's incredible. As always, you guys, you can honor my family at gibsongo.com/John Attackis Family Help, and I appreciate the chance to go out today and talk a little more. Bloviate, share some gobbledygook.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
We love when you come on.
Love you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
God bless you.
Well, I think Micki and I can attest, being in the courtrooms and everything as much as we have been, is, they just come out. We were in a courtroom where the judge finally did get on to the prosecution about not having it together, because they didn't even feel like that they needed to give the judge a good argument on sentencing one of our countrymen. They thought they could just, half-ass do it. And she called him out on it. She was like, where's the argument? And they're like, well, it's the darkest day in history. That's the argument. So, and that is how they come out and do it. And, something that Mr. Jonas touched on, and something that we've all known, is that many of us had not ever been touched by this type of criminal justice system, the BOP, the DOCs. We had no idea that this is how we treated our locked up people. And then as you go in and you start looking at all of this, they force and intimidate people, not just Jan 6ers, but everyone, to take a plea. take a plea, and you take a plea, and if you don't take a plea, they'll threaten to indict your mother, your kids, whatever, however they can do it, so they can get that conviction and clear it off their books. There's a Jan 6er who, in his history, I won't say their name, it's not my story to tell about them, but I'm going to use it as an example. They had to plead to something they didn't even do to get the plea just so the cops could get it off the books. And this was in their prior history before they were a Jan 6er, and now they're using that history against him, saying, well, these are two separate things that you did, and in reality, he only signed it because they were going to only give him the plea if he did. So, that is just, our Supreme Court has come out and spoke about pleas, and how the criminal justice system and how it walks the line of that you have a mass amount of people that are innocent that are signing pleas and their rights away. You sign all of your rights away when you take a plea, and they can do what they will. So, it's very hard to go against the government, especially when it's a Jan 6 case. But I think it's always been hard. I think it's been stacked against our people for quite a long time, and we just didn't know. So, now we do.
Hi, Lana. Hi, Julie. And they're not just coming after J6ers anymore. I just read on Gateway Pundit, the fire department in New York had their union meeting or something, and that lady was prosecuting President Trump.
Lately, USA is getting scarier. Half of the Americans I see all hate America. They hate the cops doing their best to take care of us and kneel for the flag and salt the soldiers that were burying. I'm tired of the fishing and complaining. Why you living in America if all you do is hate it? You think it's brave to take a stand against the nation? Real bravery is dying for the right so you can say, Dear America, what happened to Americans? Apparently no one's aware or cares that it's embarrassing, it's arrogance. Our greatest enemy was always slavery and terrorists, and now it's people in the country trying to burn the heritage. I can't help it, I just seem to see the world different. It ain't Republicans or liberals, it's mental illness. The internet is only interested in left opinions. Cancel culture's got more power lately than the First Amendment. If you don't like it, leave. We will not debunk police. We don't want no riots in our neighborhoods or in the streets. We respect freedom of speech. We protect what we believe. We don't want nobody dead, so please do not tread on me. In America, freedom ain't free. In America, soldiers dying overseas. So America, we can say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you beg your best. America, does anybody know what the hell happened to the Patriots? Lately this nation is so ashamed and hating itself. Did everyone forget that people died to pay for this ungratefulness? United States gave everything they do just to help. I just want to celebrate Thanksgiving with my family. I don't need your help to understand it was a tragedy. Can I just be thankful for my country eating happily without you trying to guilt me for the genocide and casualties? I can't help it, I just seem to see the world different. It ain't black or white, it's conflict designed by the system. I don't need your pronouns or I see it's men and women. Kids will take it just for fun, or people can't afford prescriptions. If you don't like it, don't hate it, then don't call it home. We don't need no violence, got no time for all you radicals. Screw your status quo, we're not animals. I won't kneel for the anthem, cause the flag is what I'm standing for. In America, freedom ain't free. In America, soldiers dying overseas. So America, we can say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you beg your best. America, you can hate the government and still love the country. The fundamental values of America are country. Republicans and liberals are dumb, to put it bluntly. They're labels that they use to create chaos and corruption. You can know the history and still be proud of where you're from. Every flag around the world is covered in a little blood. We started out United States divided is what we've become. If home is where the heart is, you should show America some love. In America, freedom ain't free. In America, soldiers dying overseas. So America, we can say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee.
let me go and look at it.
Okay. Hello, Patriot.
Hello. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing okay. Can't hardly hear you though. Sounds far away.
You got Mr. Todd here and Mr. Hutchinson. Yep, here I am. How y'all doing?
We're doing great, Patriots.
We're all right. How are y'all?
How are you guys doing?
How's your? Oh, that's beautiful Sunday, man. It was a great day. You know, sleep a lot. Had a good Sunday service here in the pod.
It's good.
Kate did some preaching. I delivered a good message. The Word of God was strong this morning. And then she gave us a glorious nap. It was like 3-hour-long nap.
Sunday nap.
I love those Sunday naps.
Oh yeah, I don't want to take him because now I'm afraid I'm gonna be up all night. So we'll see how that goes. You will, yeah, probably. I just need a better bed, but that was me last night.
So who else do we have on the call?
I was just Johnny walking by. I'm Joseph.
Joseph. Hi, Joseph.
Johnny,
Hutchinson.
friend. Johnny Karate just passed by. I was the fellow who got picked up with Jonathan.
Okay. So what did you guys fill your Sunday with?
Spades, church, naps, food, a lot of food, a lot of cake, a lot of less. I'm giving away my cake now. I'm trying to stay in shape. John Todd's trying to get fat, so he's co-signing me. I'm co-signing him to 400 pounds. I've been super skinny my whole life, and now I'm just trying to see what the other side feels like.
No.
It's not as good as they tell you it is.
No, it's
Like,
definitely
man, if I can
not.
set a drink on my belly, I'm a happy man. I got an internal shelf. Guys, now when you're carrying things, the belly does kind of handy. You set things on the belly, takes it away from the arm. There is that. There's not a lot of positives. There's only a couple of them. I like to look at the silver linings, so I only look at the positives.
There you go.
Shortness of breath means I don't get to work for. Now, you're going to look funny, though. 5'4", 400 pounds. It's okay. I look funny at 150 pounds, 5'4". Yeah, you 5'4"? Yeah, I'm 5'6", but I'm going to let it go. So what kind of news do we not know about that we should know?
As far as the week, it's the weekend, and it's really just a recap of everything that happened this week with the non-State of the Union, and a lot of people reviewing that, and some of the outrageous remarks that came out of that from the resident in the White House.
But I did like that J6ers got a shout out here in the State of the Union, though.
Yes, he definitely mentioned the J6ers.
Hey, I'm glad to live rent-free in his head. I don't mind. Always in the back of there reminding him of the American spirit.
Yeah, but his department.
No, they hate that for sure. They don't like the American spirit.
Yeah, they definitely don't. And within the first 3 minutes of his speech, he called the United States a democracy at least 5 times.
And I guess he forgot how to say the word republic.
Yeah, I don't think it's in his vocabulary. We cannot hear whoever's talking.
That was fun. Like he was making fun of Biden. He was like, "This is me and the Republican. Where are the kids at?"
Exactly. And he tried not to say Trump's name too. He just kept saying my predecessor, other administration.
I like how he lied about the right now. I'm feeling like a Biden with the lapse of memory.
Well, according to him on a hot mic, he is absolutely cognitive, and he wishes he was not cognitive sometimes, is what he said on a hot
Come on,
mic.
man. Come on, man. Why you gonna shoot me like that?
Because it's all recirculating air.
Hello?
Yes, we're still here.
Oh, okay. It just went out when it said research, and then it just cut out for us. Yeah, it's terrible. Like, I'm pretty sure they haven't changed the filter since this place was built on all the cemetery people. Yeah, I like going outside. Whenever we get to go outside, that's always a plus. Oh, I will say this. It was great to wake up at 5 and still see the sun bright and shining. And then at 7, it was still shining, and you're like, oh my goodness. I just can't wait to be out there now. Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful sunny day today, although the temperatures are down. And it's extremely windy and cold out tonight.
So, how's the forecast looking? Are we going to have a lot of rain here, or is it going to be pretty dry for a while?
Well, for the next couple of days, we're going to see 70s, mid to high 70s. But not tonight.
My gosh, I did. That's going to be true, but I can't wait for the 70s. Feeling like heaven. I don't know the 70s. They don't like turning the AC on here. If it gets to like 70, it's gonna be sweltering.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but if we get to go outside, that's just like the perfect feel. Like sun on your face. I'm taking my shirt off. I'm gonna roll up my shorts to where I look like I got 80 dukes on. I'm gonna take my shirt off and I'm gonna soak up as much vitamin D as possible. They're gonna be like, sir. They're gonna be like, sir, you need to dress up, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna dress down. That's what Todd says. What if it's down? Watch me sunbathe in the birthday suit.
Well, we certainly can't have any of that.
I wish so.
Are you guys, when you guys do get to come outside, explain what you see, like what's in your area where you see?
Oh, we were over there by the east side fork. There's a river, and there's a cemetery. So we're over here. Yeah. So that's where we're looking out our back window. You see the cemetery going around the canal or whatever. Maryland's that way, you think? We're all Maryland. I mean, yeah. Just go over the river. Yeah, so that river right there. You see the Washington Stadium?
That would be the RFK or JFK? JFK Stadium.
Oh. That needs to look redone. Looks like.
I think they're gonna take it
Or
down.
at least
They're actually going to tear it down.
They should let us go have rec over there instead of tearing it down.
Good soccer
Yes, they
fields and stuff
should.
over
And there's beautiful soccer fields over there, and a skateboarding park, and all kinds of stuff over there.
Just make a big old fence around it, make a catwalk like they had going from one building to the other over here, and just let us, enjoy it.
We already got the fences in.
We can maintain it.
Well, they certainly don't maintain it.
Hey, give us something to do at least.
Right. So do any of you have gifts and goes that you'd like to put out, or put out anything that you might need while you're in there?
Yeah, I guess mine's the same as the Pollock. We're all in the same one, so it's just the Pollock family. Gifts and go. And then, what do you call it? It's what's called, really. Some money on the tablet maybe, but besides that, we got pretty much, we got tons of books. For now anyways, we have tons of books, and there's a library in there, so. I am trying to get a Bible for Mr. Todd, but other than that, whichever Bible you want, King James or NIV.
Okay.
Did he give us inmate number?
Did you get? Can we get your
You
inmate
like a
number
for
Todd?
My inmate number?
Yes.
My inmate number is 388351. And any letters are always loved.
Beautiful.
I'm trying to send some back, but I need to get some stamps and tabs. I've been stocking up on food, so, I can feel some myself to 400 pounds, but I don't get to eat many of their meals. I don't like cat food and dog food.
I can understand that. And you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys get your stamps and envelopes and things through your commissary?
Yeah.
Okay.
That or the outside commissary, like, they do them both ways, I think, I don't know.
Okay. Are you guys going to be in the basketball game?
I don't know if there's target team that we wanted to play, but we might be just playing against our own pod. So then that might just split up the teams in a different way if we did that.
Okay.
It would have been the starting team lineup would have been me, John Todd, Johnny, Bieber, James Grant, and Holly. And I think we had an alternate, but we were going to try and get Scooter as one of the coaches, just because, get that man to start having us do windshields and stuff. He knows those keepers. Just always where you at. That way I know where are we on a time shift? Do you possibly have that information?
I do not, darling.
Okay, we'll let you know. What time do you want to finish out your time? Where are we at? We're close. We could finish it so you can get in before they go. Before the 8:45. How much more time? I didn't play many yet. I didn't want it to be anything. I'm sorry. No, you're good. I figured that they would be like, oh, well, I didn't right now. Like, okay, Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
That is our favorite part.
We call it Fuego Stash.
Yeah, but
You have 1 minute remaining.
There's your time. All right.
We appreciate getting to talk to some people, and we thank you for all the things and help y'all come put you give us. So you make this
Goodbyes were said.
They already said goodbye.
They'll look everywhere we go. But when the sinners find us, we won't hide. They'll come loud and they'll come fast. We shoot first and we can last. Keep your rifle by your side. Singing, oh Lord, this earth was made for us. Singing, Lord, this sinful life just ain't enough. So we'll take a stand, 'cause we must protect our land.
Hello. What's going on, Patriots? First thing, I'd like to apologize if there was any interruption of process and due process over the past 3 years, honestly. Furthermore, the process over the past 45 minutes. I apologize. We had an unexpected occurrence.
Well, there's an issue going on here, okay? And I put in a grievance saying that outside of this pod, there is an unknown variable in which I fear for my life because I'm talking about the impartiality of a federal judge. And I'm only here and relatively comfortable in captivity because of other J6ers.
Which is a smart move, by the way.
What I'm saying is, if they move me out of this pod, then I go into transit. Number one, April 29th is my hearing in appellate court, okay? And they want to try to move me right now. That's an issue, okay? And that, because I need to have a stable location in which to send out certified or registered mail, and I need to have a place to receive. But if they put me in transit, which we have called diesel therapy, this is obstruction. Okay?
And hold on, Brew. I know you're on a riff.
Yeah. Well,
So keep your train of thought. Listen, we already established that the DC jail, the capital of America,
yep,
what we used to call the greatest country in the world, we cannot, and some officers said in 20 years and 30 plus years, they've never had a inmate or pretrial detainee. And now understand, if you get caught with a gun in DC, you're automatically federal. So they've never had an inmate, in their words, ever asked to send a certified letter. This is as, yes. What, guys, have I ever lied to you? Have I ever?
Nobody has tried to defend themselves, which is sad in itself.
Or no one wants to be part of their case. Okay, I've said since day one that I want to be part of my case. I refuse. What are we talking about? What, 12 months? A year? Okay, but
be over to other people who do not care about your outcome.
My child is going to be, what, a year or two? Okay, that's how my second lawyer, the best J6 lawyer that could ever be, presented the case to my wife. Worst case scenario, he's gone for 2 years. This isn't going to last more than 2 years.
Can you consider how devastating it is for a man to be away from his family for 6 months, a year, or 2 years on frivolous charges? I mean, regardless of the frivolous charges, look at the deprivation in his ability to provide for his family. It's a suppression of prosperity. What kind of America are we in? This is the land of the free, the home of the brave?
Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And listen, I'd like to say right now that Brew might not have had a quote unquote family on a W-2 for him. Okay, but he was dad number 2. Okay, he had a infant that he was number 1 where it counted. He was there every day. Just because it wasn't his blood.
Where a mantle was left.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There was a mantle left, and he picked it up.
Yeah.
Okay, and he he had a soon-to-be legal wife. And he had a soon-to-be legal adopted son. Okay? It ripped his family apart as well.
It was an attempt at repairing
a broken family.
A breach, all right? And natural progression, okay? When you have somebody that's hurting, that has not been made complete, and you attempt to intervene to complete, and then you're busted by a government that's supposed to promote. Okay? This is the issue in America that is, I mean, it doesn't start with us. It doesn't start with us. We're late to the party, embarrassingly enough. We're late to the party. This has been an issue that single mothers and fathers have been stay together because it was more profitable for mothers to suck on the state's head in order to get assistance for their family.
I don't have a father. I don't have a father. Nope, he lives over here. He doesn't live with me, but 9 times out of 10, he does live there. Okay, it happens all the time in Jersey. Bruce, speaking about helping out, and I know you need it. Support, financial if you have it. Please give. Listen, this is one of the best brothers I've ever met in my life, I have to say. I love this guy to death. Everyone does.
This is Dominic Box. I'll co-sign that. Mark's one of the smartest, kindest, and best men in this pod.
Brew, give, send, go.
Look, my gifts and go is J6_politically_persecuted. All I'm saying is that I'm one of the only guys that sees the partiality of the judges in which they are deeply offended. And I'm not saying the other guys are doing less. What I'm saying is everybody has their part to do, and I'm just another part of that. However, they are trying to get me to be trafficked over to Sheridan or wherever with this stupid health stuff and all this other thing. Okay, I am not willingly going out from this pod until justice is served. Okay, until the American people get off their asses and stand with me on this issue. We cannot have a forced association going across this nation that is pulling us into things that we don't even want to deal with. We want business. We want to do our business. We want to make our money. We want to provide for our families. And we don't want anything hindering that. And our government should not be the number one thing doing that. Okay? This is an issue. Okay? This is a big issue. The poison and the things that they have put into our society is abominable. And the remnant of America that's left should not let this go by.
Well, we shouldn't let a lot of things go by, but what is their reasoning for moving you before your next court hearing?
They don't care.
Well, they skipped it to me, so they're trying to put me over in Sheridan, okay?
And, well, Brew, you don't know where to go.
Well, I mean, that's what the paperwork says. I don't know if it's true. So the one thing that needs to be concentrated on is that they want to pull me out of this pod, and then they made a big deal that I wouldn't go on a medical examination outside of this pod. Okay, well, that's an issue because I denied medical assistance when I got in here because I don't trust the system. They are a belligerent regime that is under Joe Biden right now, and they think they can do whatever they want to the American public. Okay?
Brew, I have to cut you off. You're a complete conspiracy theorist. I don't know why you wouldn't trust the medical department of the DC jail. And those of who have followed me and others understand that this is complete lunacy. Okay? The fact is that, I mean, come on. You understand hypothetical, okay? So just going back to the FBI, go fuck yourself. Sorry about Kirsten. But understand that on paper, I am not calling Brew a loony. I say he's completely sane, and that the DC jail needs to be held accountable. The DC jail is used to doing this with people who don't have a voice.
The other part of that is that's the quid pro, whatever you call it, the quid pro quo. Yeah, quid pro quo. Yeah, quid pro Joe. Yeah, quid pro Joe. That's what it is. Quid pro Joe. and that's the issue is that you have a lockstep, complacent system that does not recognize or adhere to the rights and the laws that are inalienable to the people here, which has started from the beginning, okay? And so at some point we have to realize where we were led astray, correct that, make that correction, and get back to defending the ones who can't defend themselves. And honestly, I've done everything I can. By the law, I've done everything I can. I put out 4 affidavits, and it hasn't deterred them because nobody's there to enforce it. There is no peace in America there to enforce it. And I know there's some corrupt system. And I know there are some guys in Tennessee that have been preparing and have done this by heart. You need to defend your country and all of the other states across this nation. It's time to defend this damn country.
So I will say on as far as what the jail did, I'm going to switch topics a little bit. And as far as what the jail did, they asked to pull Brew out earlier on today, and they said it was for a diabetic examination and for insulin. Okay, the fact that they're asking him to go down for a false narrative is a HIPAA violation. Okay? The same thing happened to me when I was in Northern Neck. And I'm not bringing it about me, okay? But I will talk about myself, me, myself, and I, okay? That's who I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about anyone else unless they're sitting here next to me and we have an agreement that I talk about them. Otherwise, I'm going to say someone else.
Yeah.
But they brought me down to Northern Neck because they said, oh, well, we need to test you on such and such. Are you sure? You're not going to hold me down? No, we're not going to hold you down there. Okay, well, guess who got put down in Northern Neck and locked up on 24-hour surveillance without water in the cells because they, quote, wanted to see if I was faking. I wasn't tested or seen by a doctor for over 14 fucking days. I was tortured. I was kept in 24 hours a day with no shower, no books, no mat, no this, no that, only a Bible.
I know there's people who have suffered worse in other countries doing their duty and all of that other stuff, okay? And so
But we are America.
There are.
You have 1 minute remaining.
We gotta say thank yous.
But I wanted to say, here in America, it's got to be better than everywhere else or nothing. That's all I have to say. I thank everybody, Tom Jeffries, Northern Neck Patriot. My God, how amazing your battle is and the support you give. The Patriots who give us a voice every night here at the DC Visual. Even those out there who are trying to do their part to fail us and let us know what's going on in the world other than what's happening on the TV screen in this DC jungle. I appreciate you. My goodness. Kitchen Hill, Jason _persecuted _patriot. Politically, sorry. J6 _ politically persecuted.
Thank you. I'm sure one of our mods has it up on.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the roll call. Lives lost on January 6th, Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boylan, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips, And the following day, Officer Brian Sicknick. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Those J6ers that are currently detained: Justin Adams, Tommy Allen, Chris Alberts, Russell Alfred, Francis Azari, Joseph Azari, Noah Bacon, Edward Badalion, Daniel Ball, Thomas Ballard, Logan Barnhart, Richard Barnett, Pauline Bauer, Leo Vaquero, Matthew Bedingfield, Luke Bender, Joe Biggs, Aiden Billiard, Craig Bingert, Joshua Black, Kenneth Bonowitz, Dominic Box, Brandon Bradshaw, Jeffrey Brown, Jeremy Brown, Mark Brew, Jennifer Boutois, Daniel Caldwell, William Calhoun, Jared Cantrell, Sarah Carpenter, Jacob Clark, Cal Clayton, Stephen Capuccio, Billy Cressman, Reed Christensen, Dylan Cronin, Josiah Colt, Mason Corson, Bruno Kua, Matthew De Silva, James Davis, Nicholas DiCarlo, Nathan DeGraves, David Dempsey, Lucas Denny, Robert Dennis, Timothy DeJargan, Michael Dickinson, Caleb Dillard, Joshua Doolin, Michael Eckerman, James Elliott, Daniel Eggvet, Brandon Fellows, Kyle Fitzsimon, Kevin Galetto, Mitchell Gardner, Robert Gieswein, David Gietzen, Vincent Gillespie, Vitaly Goszczynkowski, Jeffrey Grace, James Grant, Matthew Green, Brian Gunderson, Josiah Hackett, Joseph Hackett, Stacey Haggard, Johnny Harris, Richard Harris, Joshua Haynes, Donald Hazard, Albuquerque Head, Joshua Hernandez, Eric Herrera, Alan Hostetter, Joseph Howell, Joshua Hughes, Jared Hughes, Joseph Hutchinson, Matthew Huddle, Brian Jackson, Shane Jenkins, Justin Jersey, Joshua Johnson, Zachary Johnson, Taylor Jonatakis, David Judd, Leo Kelly, Julian Cater, Frederico Klein, Matthew Kroll, Nicholas Langren, Daniel Layden, Joseph Layden, Michael Lockwood, Joshua Lawler, Kevin Lyons, Marcus Malley, Christian Manley, Anthony Mastodano, Cody Matisse, Christopher Moyer, Mark Mazza, Ronald Maccabee, Patrick McCoffey, James McGrew, Sean McHugh, Jeffrey McKillop, James McNamara, Connie Meggs, Kelly Meggs, Jonathan Mellis, Rodney Millstreet, Matthew Ryan Miller, Scott Miller, Jordan Mink, Robert Menuda, Landon Mitchell, David Marshall, Andrew Morgan, Robert Moores, Jonathan Monifo, Eric Munchel, David Neely, Daryl Neely, Christine Niemela, Gregory Nix, Ethan Nordine, Nicholas Ox, Grady Owens, Jason Owens, Joseph Padilla, Robert Palmer, Stuart Parks, Nathan Pelham, Michael Perkins, Dominic Pizzola, Dominic Phipps, Jonathan Pollock, Olivia Pollock, Mark Ponder, Rachel Powell, Sean Price, Joshua Pruitt, Joseph Pavlik, Chris Quedlin, Barry Ramey, Guy Reffitt, Zach Reel, Nariana Reiner, Stuart Rhodes, Howard Richardson, Ed Richmond, George Riley, Thomas Robertson, Michael Roberts, Michael Roche, Jonathan Rockhold, Edward Rodriguez, Daniel Rodriguez, Greg Rubenacker, Bobby Russell, Jeffrey Sable, Ryan Samsel, Ronald Sandlin, Salvador Sandoval, Robert Sanford, Peter Schwartz, Benjamin Schuler, Daniel Scott, Christian Secor, Hunter Seafried, Kevin Seafried, Alexander Shepard, Thomas Civic, Jeffrey Seals, Michaela Sly, Charles Smith, Tommy Smith, Kelly Sorrell, Audrey Southard, Hatchet Speed, Yvonne St. Croix, Peter Stager, Shelley Stallings, Patrick Stedman, Laura Steele, Tristan Stevens, John Strand, Tara Stottlemyre, Isaac Sturgeon, Alan Sweeney, Andrew Taki, Enrique Tario, Curtis Tate, George Tenney, Jacob Perez, Kenneth Thomas, Devlin Thompson, Dustin Thompson, John Todd, Edward Vallejo, Salvador Vasalis, Eric Scott Warner, Jessica Watkins, William Watson, Matthew Webler, Thomas Webster, Bradley Weeks, Jack Witten, Anthony Williams, Riley Williams, Timothy Williams, Duke Wilson, Ricky Wilden, Shane Woods, Chris Worrell, Donnie Wren, John Wright, Douglas Wyatt, Gregory Yetman, Isaac Yoder, Kyle Young, Jacob Zirkle, and those we've lost to suicide: Christopher Georgia, Matthew Perna, Mark Unks, and George Meacham. Rest in peace. Now let's say her name. Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt!
I'm screaming USA, free the real Jan Sixers. She's a patriot who was let down by the system. I'm screaming for the fallen so nobody will forget them. Air Force veteran, wrapped in a Trump flag. It's Trump 24. You know we about to run it back. Nothing will stop us. We about to get it right. They can try and try, but the storm is here from dark to light. Your pain, but just know your daughter's life won't be taken in vain. Shout out Sarah McAfee, yeah, I'm sending you straight. I hope they let your husband out of that prison today. Ashley served in Afghanistan, she served in Iraq, and she died for her country from a senseless attack. Yeah, we waiting for justice, cause Ashley was innocent. Mainstream won't cover it, they all just too ignorant. If a white girl shot a black man, they would say that's different, but the story didn't fit the agenda they pitching. Rest in peace, Ashley Babbitt. We feeling your energy. Say her name, Ashley Babbitt. This song's for your memory. Rest in peace, Ashley Babbitt. 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 Say her name, 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 Ashley Babbitt. Cancel Disney, yeah. I know y'all coming with me. You coming with me, yeah. They coming for the kids, I'm not kidding. So it's really time to cancel Disney. Cancel Disney, yeah. I say we cancel Disney. Cancel Disney, yeah. I know y'all coming with me. You coming with me, yeah. They coming for the kids, I'm not kidding. So it's really time to cancel Disney. Cancel Disney, yeah. Now we know Pinocchio's nose has grown way too long for us to bully. I know the end is near, the television telling lies. I know for sure the revolution won't be televised. I know that we've been waiting patiently for better times. We're still asleep and men are crying, can't recognize it's genocide. Feel like the bomb about to drop out of the clouds. Another virus going airborne, go hide inside your house. Farm farmers watching crops die, they drying up with droughts. Angry people forming crowds and trying to burn the cities down. This is Armageddon, martial law for our protection. I talk to God, but it's long distance and I lost reception. Forest fires and oil spills are the awful lessons. I'm just waiting for the devil to take over heaven. This is biblical, I swear it's in the Bible. We keep killing one another and we dying for survival. We used to fight for peace, we put our flowers in their rifles. Now we're about to be extinct, every man, woman, and child.
It's the end of the world, I will do better next time. Oh yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know it. If it's the end of the world, I know that I have lived my life to the fullest. Yeah, the fullest. We stood on top of mountains, we've been to space before. We had our dogs in houses, we dug up dinosaurs. We built those bombs to drop and we fought in all the wars. Now that the sky's falling, what did we do it for?
Feels like the end is near, our freedom's disappearing. People playing God, call it genetic engineering. Media misleading us and evil's interfering. While the government we need became the power that we're fearing. Our billionaires are going to space, don't blame them for leaving. Birds are falling out the air, fish washing up on our beaches. This is end times, humans got a deadline. Children are the future, don't be ruining them with hairlines. Should be past their bedtime, but everyone's woke. They told us chase a dollar that made everyone broke. Hungry like cryptocurrency is probably our last financial hope. Soon enough the government will leave your bank account froze. Judgment day is coming, you can run or you can stand and fight. Panic in the dark or lead rebellions by the candlelight. This ain't your granddaddy's planet Earth, it's black and white. Your end is coming, I see all that.
End of the world, I will do better next time. Oh yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know it. If it's the end of the world, I know that I have lived my life to the fullest. Yeah, the fullest. We stood on top of mountains, we've been to space before. We had our dogs in houses, we dug up dinosaurs. We built those bombs to drop and we fought in all the wars. Now that the sky's falling, what did we do? It's the end of the world, as we know it. It's awful that it's over.
While we look down at our phones, they'll drop a bomb from a drone and an explosion. We should have known it.
We stood on top of mountains, we've been to space before. We had our dogs in houses, we dug up dinosaurs. We built those bombs to drop and we fought in all the wars. Now that the sky's falling, what did we do it for?
Free J6.
Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt!
All the way.
Who breaks the power of sin and darkness? Whose love is mighty and so much stronger? The King of glory, the King above all kings.
Thank you for eating.
Great, Jeff.
Hey, what's going on out there in the land of the free and you girls on the corner and who you guys do?
Well, it's windy out here. Really windy and kind of cold, but you know, we're vigilizing. It's looking for freedom, Jeff. Looking for freedom.
That's right. Thank you. I have it written on my hand, the letter F. Yes, Ticket for Freedom is tonight, so if you love freedom, please flick your lights at 9 p.m. And it'll coincide with us singing the anthem at 9 p.m. And speaking of that, it's 8:57. So let me do the 3-minute warning. Hold on. 3 minutes! 3 minutes! Hey, you guys there?
Yep, right here. We didn't blow
Right.
away.
Okay. Oh, yes. Well, hopefully soon, I guess mentally, prepared for 10.5 months from now. That's when Trump will be getting in, and we'll go from there. Or there's a chance, so, we have discussions in here about some stuff possibly maybe coming out during his J6 trial. This is supposed to start at the end of July. August, September, and October, I'm guessing, 3 months worth. That's what we're thinking here.
Right, we should have more videos out, and we'll probably have lawyers that'll fight hard enough to get some evidence in. That's what we're counting.
Not only evidence in, but I'm wondering if there aren't going to be actual people that want to say certain things. But we just have to wait and see.
We will.
We just have to wait. Yes. Other than that, Mr. Brew had his temperature taken. So Mark Brew should be leaving the building sometime this evening if things go according to plan. What? Tomorrow morning. Yeah, tomorrow morning. Yeah. So that's the latest going on right there. And hold on, it is the 1-minute warning. So let me do what I do, and we'll get ready to rock and roll. So I'm leaving you with Mr. Ball, who will be holding the tablet and the microphone. Hold on. Hey guys.
Hey, Mr. Ball.
1 minute.
How's everybody night?
So how you doing?
Almost. Here we are. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, say that you see. What's so proud Hey, so I am back. What do you guys got going on out there?
Well, I don't have any news tidbits, but here comes Reppin. She's got something.
Okay,
Yay!
This is about Mitch McConnell. So, Mitch McConnell's sister-in-law died in a Tesla she drowned. The Tesla reversed erratically through a significant barrier and into a private pond. Then she drowned. She is the sister of Mitch's wife, and they are the daughters of a very connected, powerful CCP member. Her husband is Jim Breyer, and they're saying it was all just a technical malfunction.
Technical malfunction.
The husband is the investor for like Facebook stuff. Yeah, he's very powerful. Lock him up.
All I heard was a successful story. What I can't hear anything else.
And then Jane said it's somebody that's a heavy investor. The brother-in-law? Hold on.
Yeah, the husband.
The husband is a serious investor in Facebook and stuff. And she feels that he should be locked up. They should all be locked up. What do you have, Jeff?
I have 0 today. I do believe that we have some challenges with our tablets because I haven't received a single message in like 10 hours, but when I went through individual messages, I saw that there were 1 or 2 new ones. So there's something going on with our tablet, and it's a little wonky right now because as I send things out, their order is supposed to change because they're more recent, and we've got nothing. So either A, there's a glitch in the system, or B, they have dumbed the system down to where it's not functioning properly. So I have no news to tell. But today's also Sunday. The only thing that I indicated earlier was something about pay close attention to the helicopter crash that happened in Texas. Apparently, the area that it crashed is a high cartel traffic area, and something about there was video of cartel people laughing because they saw video from a drone of the helicopter crash. Again, I can't remember tonight. This is telling some stuff that I heard, and there was basically a warning shot.
Jade has something.
Quite the warning.
Jade, yeah, that's quite the warning, and it doesn't surprise me. They have so much, technological. The cartel.
product under Coca-Cola.
I mean, we know through certain programs, the Five Eyes program, that basically other countries spy on us, and then what they do is they sell it for $1 back to our government. So they typically aren't spying on us; they're buying a commodity. That's how the spying works through a Five Eyes program. I've actually heard that the United States buys all the infrastructure for all the other countries to do it, so that they can do it using the latest technology, and then it's all stored. Everything is stored in massive warehouse databanks. And then when the United States government wants something, well, they just talk to these other countries and say, "Hey, we need something about this." They say, "Okay." So, welcome to Big Brother times a million.
Dwight has something he has to add to.
Did it? It's who? Oh, it's today's Matthew Kroll? Is it really?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me find it. Where did it go?
I want to thank Dara too. I haven't had a chance to thank Dara tonight, so thank you, Dara.
Hey, Matt.
Enrique's son
Matt.
too.
Is this your birthday? Is it your birthday? Yes, it is. Yes or no?
It is.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday to Matt! Happy birthday to you! All right. Well, thank you for that little tidbit. I had to yell up to the upper tier, and he looked at me and said, "Who told you that?" And I'm like, "Okay, the answer's yes." So, thank you for that.
We know stuff.
All righty. Let's see. I did hear, was it that David talked about Trump, came out on stage and talked about us yesterday. When he came out to the J6 anthem, so that's always wonderful to hear. What else? What?
Oh, Sherry's. Is that my what? Or somebody else's what? Sherry said they're also trying to ban TikTok in the United States. I don't know. Y'all probably heard that.
Yeah.
And the youngsters have clogged up the phones of senators and congressional members, so they can activate when it comes to TikTok.
All right, she came and broke in. Something about congresspeople, senators, whatnot. Did you hear?
Yeah.
1 minute remaining.
Well, TikTok put out a call to action to call your congressional members and let them know you were unhappy with them. So they did clog up the phone system. So at least, the younger generation in this country has been able to get activated about something.
Well, do you really think we did something, or did the bots do something? I mean, really.
Well, who knows? Who knows
Yeah.
about any of it?
Anyways, right. All I know is I'm in here, you guys are out there. But we can hope and pray that God's righteousness comes down with a hammer and sorts this situation out. Anyways, thank you guys for all you do out there. Anybody listening, check out precinctstrategy.com. Also check out Coffee and COVID. Check it out on Twitter, JCHILDERS 98. Check it out. All right, guys. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America.
God bless you. God bless America. Good night.
Get it out of here.
Stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today.
hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, but at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
All right, you guys, we will see y'all tomorrow night. Y'all pray for us. We'll pray for you. Thanks for joining us. It's super windy, super cold, but we're okay. It's done. It's over. Let's go.
I'll jump over. Won't be the first time. Her jacket fell over.
Oh, I see. Jen, do you need a flashlight? Flashlight. Good night, Jane. Shit. Jane. Oh, Jen, come back. Jennifer, we miss you. How are you? Love you, Glory. Hey, Jay Janice. Rain and blood, how are you? Jenna is a happy girl. Alright, Patriots, thank you so much. Hope you all have a great night. Thank you, Mo. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you all. God bless America.